Today we're out here working on the garden. Last year we tried to just have a garden in the dirt. We didn't have time to build the raised beds, and I'll attach a picture. It just turned out to be full weeds. We didn't have the time to pull weeds every single day, which you can do a garden just in the dirt, but you've got to have a lot of time of pulling weeds. So right now it still looks like a mess. Got to build new fencing, got to build the boxes, get everything leveled out. And so today we are going to be working on the garden. Okay, so now that we have the garden boxes built, which if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch that video. Now comes the hardest part of all of it, is trying to level out the garden boxes and make them all even. If you can tell from a distance, our yard has a slight slope downwards, and it just would not be worth trying to level them all out perfectly even. So what we do is we just level each one to the next one. What I like to do is, so I'll start on one box, usually like one against the corner, and then we'll come over to the one against the corner. And so I like to try to measure off of a fixed object, measure from the fence, measure the distance apart, measure the distance in between, and get them laid out roughly where you want. I prefer to have it where you can get a wheelbarrow down the middle, like these right here. I have them spaced about 3 feet apart, all of them. And I've got a 4-foot gap down the middle. So once you have them all roughly put in there, then I like to measure, make sure you're pretty good. And then we'll measure. For me, I'm only measuring the boxes side to side because going downhill, they're all going to be sloping downhill. So I'm just making sure side to side they're level. So like this guy's level, this guy's level. So the next step I like to do is get as long of a 2x4 as you can. And when you buy your 2x4, set it on a concrete floor. Make sure it's not warped, or else it's not going to do you any good. So then what I like to do is go down this way and just slide it down, and you'll be able to see, like, I'll show you this guy right here. If you can see this one, we had to just build up a lot of dirt right here to make it level. So although they're all slanting downhill, they're slanting at the same slope. So visually it looks good. Then I just take it and I make sure over here that we're square this way on all of them. I'll take it and I'll make sure that we're just square as you can be, going down the line on everything. Then once you get everything square, then I'll come back and just visually look down the lines, make sure you're all level down the lines. So once you get them, that's a hard part, especially if you're OCD like me and you want them all to be perfectly level. You don't want to come sitting out in your garden and just see stuff all cattywampus. So the next step is what I've got Caitlin doing right now, is we're putting the plastic sheeting on the inside of our pressure treated. This isn't pressure treated, so I'm fine with leaving that. You could cover it if you want, not a big deal. But I'm just I don't like putting the sheeting, the plastic all the way to the top, because I don't want to be looking at it, and we're not going to fill the boxes overfilled with dirt. So we just staple that around. You don't have to do a great job stapling it because the dirt will hold it in there. So the plastic will help two things. It'll help make sure that preservatives from the wood don't leach out into your garden, which nowadays it's not as bad a deal because they quit putting the copper and the bad stuff in the preservative wood. But it'll also make your wood last longer because it's not going to have contact with the moisture. So you basically just want to make sure when you're looking down the lines that everything's straight, even, visually. Even if your ground slope, just have everything go with the slope and everything be even, and it will come out looking good. Our next step is we are going to finish putting plastic in all the boxes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill, just because amended soil potting garden mix is so expensive and I've got so many boxes, I'm going to fill the bottom half. We've got plenty of dirt on our property. I'm going to fill the bottom half with just normal dirt. Then the top half we're going to buy amended soil. fill the top half in, so I will let you know how that goes. Okay, so now that we got a decent amount of just normal plain dirt in here, honestly, maybe too much, but we'll see. Boxes are level. Now we're gonna amend our soil, so I recommend 1 bag of peat moss per box. What is this, 3 cubic feet. Thing of manure, cheap, nice for each box. Then I also get some of this perlite that I'll just mix a little bit in each box. And that's what we're gonna do. So I'll show you on, let's see, let's go to this guy right here. Then once we get it all open, we're gonna spread it and kind of till it together to make a nice mixture. And if you can help it, I recommend not standing in the boxes, because the whole point of having boxes is so you don't compact your soil. So we'll stick that in the middle. And it's not a bad idea every year to amend your soil a little bit, because the plants are going to use up the nutrition that's already in your soil you have. So whether you do just basic compost at home, which is a good thing to do, but some way you're going to want to amend it. So, spread that manure all over. Break up the peat moss. Then what I'm going to do is just end up mixing it up and just turning the soil and just mixing it all in really good. Okay, welcome to our garden. We're going to do a little update. We replaced the T-post along the outside with these wood round posts. I did not concrete these in, and they're still really stout. All I did was I got a post hole digger, I dug them down, had a little bit of extra room around the outside, I put gravel around it, I took a shovel and flipped it upside down and just pounded it in there. So these are all nice and secure. I built my gate, just a little simple, you can look over here, a little simple lap joint right here. So not too crazy of a gate, but got our little entrance. Everywhere we've got weed barrier down, rock over everything. A way to save money is to do wood chips instead of bark. If you call your local tree trimming companies, you should be able to get some chips delivered for free. I was in a rush and I didn't get any chips delivered, so I just did bark. But so you see, we did made a little simple pond over here, just out of a water trough. We have up here at the top, we've got a solar, this is just a solar pump. Don't really recommend them. If you can have power, it's a lot better. Out here we don't have power ran, so this is what works for now. Did that, got a little swing out here that I put in the tree. Just we'll walk down here and we'll show you everything. We've got a couple tomatoes that are going to be coming up over here, some tomatoes coming up over here. Go down the beds. We've got And we started late planting stuff, so it is not doing, and it's early right now, so it's not doing great. We're on Memorial Day right now as we speak of it. So we've got garlic coming up over in this one. We've got some onions coming up over here. This one is full of lettuce, right?
Different kinds of lettuce.
Different kinds of lettuce. Okay, here we've just got a bunch of peppers down each row. Different peppers all the way down. Carrots. Is that one radishes?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, radishes. Over here we've got sweet peas, and I'll have to show you later. I'm gonna be doing a field hog panel arch right here and right here for the peas and the cucumbers to grow over. A couple eggplants, some Brussels sprouts. The green beans are growing over there, and then down there,
beets and okra.
Beets and okra. Over here, the cucumbers, the eggplants. We're doing corn in that section. More cucumbers, couple zucchinis. And then over here, we've got 3 artichokes. I've had luck every year. Obviously, this is a new house, so these are new. I've had luck every year with artichokes coming back. Some people say they don't, but every year I've thrown some hay over the top or thrown something over the top to keep them good through the winter. I mean, these things will come back and they'll be over 6 feet tall. So I have 3 artichokes here. Did another gate right here, trying to fix and grass seed on this side, but did another little simple gate right here. Just same as the other gate, but I just didn't only put one cross, wanted it kind of be different. And we'll come down here, show you what we have going on down here. Okay, so down here we put the stuff that's gonna go more crazy, our watermelons, our cantaloupe, our pumpkins. Up here we want to kind of contain it where stuff won't get too crazy. So down here we have our cantaloupe. Cantaloupe on this side?
Yeah.
Cantaloupe's over here, 3 cantaloupe. Got 3 watermelon here. Come down here. And over here on this side, we've got our squashes, our spaghetti squash, our yellow squash. Any other squash? Or we got our patty pan. These two, what are these ones?
Those are also some yellow squash.
Some yellow squash right along here. So then along here, I had some friend gave me some carpet, and instead of using weed barrier, the carpet's gonna work great. No weeds are gonna grow through this, and weed barrier's a lot more expensive than free, so free is always good. Along here, I've got a water line running just along the fence, and so I'm planting all the pumpkins on this side just along the fence. They'll be growing down all over here, and then I'll let's try to climb through the fence real quick. I'll show you over here on this side. Over here on this side, we've got over here.
I'll show you.
I'll see. So over here, we've got gourds growing along the fence, and so eventually, and we've got more growing downstairs. Eventually, we're gonna have gourds growing this whole fence side right here. Then we're gonna have all our pumpkins on the bottom. We also do pumpkins along the top of the hillside, and then they just grow down into the creeping Virginia, and they do really good right there.